Alright, Shalom, Shalom. This is your brother Issachar coming back at you with another lesson. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makar Kradash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect and the 144,000 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Shalom to you. Alright, today's lesson, we're going to go into the straight gate. Alright, how those who are seeking the Lord, they are the hopeful elect. Okay, you know, we got to go in through the straight gate. Okay, we got to go into the straight gate. You know, and I hope that I'm part of the hopeful elect. You know, so, you know, this is what we're going to talk about, you know, to Lord willing bring a more better understanding, you know, some more weight to your understanding to clarify, you know, what it means to go to the straight gate. So we're going to start off today in the book of St. Matthew, chapter 7, and verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Alright, so let's break this down. Enter ye in at the straight gate. So that word straight there, okay, doesn't mean like a straight road. Oh man, look at that bridge, how straight it is. Okay, no, this straight gate here is talking about, this straight gate here is talking about a path of difficulty. That's what that word straight there means. So our Lord is saying right here, enter, okay? Enter ye in at the straight gate. So this is where we have to, this is what we have to go through, okay? Because you're entering, you know, when you go to like an amusement park, let's say that for an example, when you go to like, you know, there's like Knott's Berry Farm, stuff like that, you know. People go to Disneyland, whatever. Okay. When you have to, when you enter at the straight, so we have to go through that. Enter ye in at the straight gate. Okay, so the Lord is telling us, okay, go in through here. Okay, you know, the Lord's telling us through His prophet Saint Matthew, go here. Okay, go here through that straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. Okay, so why? Because remember, all right, straight means a path of difficulty. All right, so you know, it is you know. You have to, it's, you know, you got to be disciplined. Okay, you got to be patient. You can't just go with, you know, whatever's easy. You know, like this world teaches what? Comfort. You know, all this world does is teaches the flesh. Do whatever you want. Do whatever makes you feel happy. Okay, now you got a society full of cupcakes, you know, walking around here. Okay, you got men softer than women out here, all feminine. Okay, but this is the result of that. You know, do whatever makes you feel happy. You know, just go in over there. Don't worry about it. You don't gotta wait for nothing. You don't gotta do nothing. See that's it's completely bugged out. You know. Enter ye in at the straight gate. So this is where we gotta go in. Okay, you gotta go into the straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. Okay, so that leads to destruction. Okay, because you're taking, oh, well, I'm going to go with whatever's easier. You know, I'm going to go over here because, you know, the grass is greener on the other side. See? All right. And many there be which go in thereat. Okay, many there be. All right, and we're going to get this after. Follow not a multitude to do evil. Okay, because the majority of people what happened? They took the juicy juice, right? Remember in the pandemic? Okay, when the pandemic happened, you only had a small number of people who didn't take that, the juicy juice. You know, remember that, and the majority of people, all these churches, remember cable television was saying, "Come on down." Okay, remember that, people. Yeah, remember. The majority of people, took the juicy juice in that pandemic. All right, so this is what a lot of people are doing. A lot of people they follow the ways of this world. They're not detached from this world and following the Lord. A lot of people depend on Esau. Because you have a lot of hypocrites out there who say that they believe in the Lord and that they're about the Lord, but they don't. Their actions show different. Their works. You see, because they're still holding on to this place. This is because they don't truly believe in the Lord. And the Lord's gonna expose them. Okay, because some people, they pretend like they believe in the Lord, like they really believe that the Lord is gonna help them, but really at the end of the day, they're all about that check. Okay, they're all about Esau's system. Verse 14, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way. See that? So it's a narrow path. Not too many people are gonna go down that path. Okay, it's a narrow, small little path which leadeth unto life. See, and few there be that find it. Okay, so if only there's a few, and who's that few? The hopeful elect. Because remember, God, Yahweh, He doesn't love everybody. Plus, He's not coming back for everybody. Just because you're an Israelite doesn't mean that you're gonna make it. Okay. And few there be that find it. Let's get the next verse. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Okay, so that's you got false prophets out there. Captain Tazariak, Nate IOIC, Genesis. Okay, they're all like that. Okay, they all sold out. Okay, they all took a 501c3 charter. Okay, they sold out. General Yohana. All right, and these other, Christians and Catholics around the world. All right, so this is what you gotta beware of false prophets, because what do you see when you look at these guys? Okay, they're buying land and stuff. Okay, they're all about their the podcast, because they're all about money. They're all about they're all about clout, stuff like that. See, because they're not. That means that they care about what the world looks at them. Because they care about having substance. They care about, I got the followers. We got the big numbers. See, so they have a feminine spirit on them, like a bitch, straight up, just like that. Okay, because why would you want someone to look at you like a woman? That's a feminine spirit. Like, oh, hey, look at me. Why you want people to look at you? Are you a fruitcake or something? What's good? Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Yeah, because on the outside it looks like, they're a man of the Lord and all that, but they're not. Inwardly they're selling out. They're doing, they're not following the Lord. They're eating pork and stuff. The Passover, they're over there at strip clubs and stuff. And that's a solemn assembly, man. The Passover, that's a very serious time. Even when you eat the lamb, you're supposed to eat it in haste. It ain't no just hang out and hey, let's hang out and nah. A lot of you Israelites out there are playing around with that. The Passover it's a very heavy time. It's a very serious. That's a solemn assembly right there. All right, you know. But anyway, let's go. Let's go here. Okay, so right here, this is Exodus chapter 23, verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Okay, so wherever the majority of people are going, that means that nobody. Okay, that means that the majority of people, okay, are they're no good. Okay, because the majority of people, where are they at? They're going to concerts. Okay, they really, they care about the celebrities. Where's the majority at? They're listening to exactly what the government's saying. They're not asking no questions. A lot of for example, okay, multitude. Let's go to these churches. For example, okay, these churches. All right, you have a like these big Christian churches and Catholic churches, you got a lot of numbers in there. When you have your community churches and stuff, you got a lot of people in those churches. Okay, so that's a multitude because there's big numbers going to those churches. All right, and those churches are under a 501c3 charter. That's why when you go in those Christian and Catholic churches, you see who do you see right there on the cross? Caesar Borgia. Okay, and that's not Yahushai, and they don't tell the people that they don't tell the people that the Lord's name is Yahushai. Okay, they're still telling that lie. Caesar Borgia. They're teaching that. They're teaching that Jesus Christ madness. So there's big numbers in there. And a lot of people. Why do they go to those churches? Okay, just because it's what people did, and they see, hey, look, it's a big church and it's a nice church. Look, it's for the community. That's what people think. That's what they think. Because yeah, look at, there's a lot of people here. Hey, look at, and some people too. This is how stupid people are, okay? Because I've heard, because we're out there, we hear conversations, yeah, because a lot of people, they'll think, people are like, yeah, check this out, okay? All right, people, they judge like emotionally. They'll judge. They'll say, they'll look at a pastor and say, yeah, I like him because he's cool. They'll say it like that, like because he's cool, So never mind the scriptures. Okay, their thing is, all right, well, hey, this guy, he's kind of cool, like, hey, I feel good right here at this church because the pastor is cool. Hey, forget being cool. What about, hey, he's, this is life and death, and that's how a lot of people see things, like, well, let's just go over here because it feels nice. I feel more comfortable over here. See? Because you're going through the wide gate. You're doing what's easy. You're going what's easier, Because you probably go over there, they probably give out free food and you know what it is. Okay, and all this stuff or whatever. Okay, whatever it is. They may have a carnival, stuff like that. So people are, hey, look, it's a nice church and, look at all that. But no one is caring about the scriptures. Okay, what about, is what he's teaching on point? No, a lot of the conversation that comes out of people's mouths and here in Babylon, America is, this feels right because it's with the community and the pastor, he's cool, cool, this is the Lord's word, forget being cool, and you're gonna see what's going to happen to these false pastors and preachers around the world. All right. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. So don't go with the crowd. Go the opposite way. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many, to wrest judgment. All right, so let's go to see here. Bear with me. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 6. There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. So that is this path of truth that we're in. Okay, remember, this ain't no light thing. Okay, remember what our Lord Yahweh had to endure. Okay, so if our Lord went through it, you don't think that that we're gonna go through it? Yeah, you know, on some way, somehow, the elect are gonna be tried. Some way, somehow. Okay, you know, the elect all have different specialized tests for every individual out there. Okay, you know, if you are a hopeful, if you're a member of the hopeful elect, you're going to be tested. You're going to be tried. Point blank, period. All right. You know, the Lord's not going to put more on you than that you can handle, but remember, these tests are it's very real. You know, it's, you know, remember, the Lord is he's a just power. Okay, so these are real, you know, tests. You know, some people may have to lose their loved ones. Some people may have to lose their some people may have to lose their you know, their children, you know, just for a test, just to see, you know. And it doesn't mean that you necessarily did anything wrong. Okay, there's different tests out there. Some brothers may have to get their heads chopped off. Okay, some people probably have to go to a concentration camp. Some people probably have to lose their children, you know. It's just the way it is, you know, in these times that we're entering. See, these churches are not teaching that. The congregations, it's all just, you know, it's a hangout, come on, let's eat, and what's good for the community. And oh yeah, this pastor, he's cool, you know, let's go over here because it feels right, you know. Nah, you know, you want to be somewhere where you're learning the scriptures. You know, everyone just wants to go to hang out. All right, let's go here because it's cool right here. It's a hangout. It's cool, you know. See, that's where everyone go. Everybody feeds their flesh here, especially in America, Babylon. Okay, because you want to go. Oh well, this feels good right here, you know. Because so people, they don't really care about all the scriptures. They're just, you know, hey, this is, you know, this is go to church. Whoop-de-doo, you know. See. But this is why you have a lot of certified clowns walking around out there. You know, they say, yeah, I go to church. Man, you don't know the Lord, and you don't know about the scriptures. All right, you know, all you do is you know, put on tres flores, you know, put on a new T-shirt, and you know, do your hair and go to church. You know, and you think that, oh yeah, well, I'm doing right because I went to church. No, man. That's not repenting, all right? And the Lord's not inside these churches, okay? Acts chapter 17, verse 24, and Acts chapter 7, verse 48, okay? The Lord is not inside these churches at all, okay? All right, these churches that are, you know, that are around, you know, that are built like the Vatican, okay? Stuff like that, you know, these churches. All right, the Lord, His Spirit right now is in GMS. Okay. Yeah, the Lord's Spirit is the apostles and teachers GMS. All right. You know, the Lord, He's not inside these temples, physical temples. All right. Second Ezra chapter 7 verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in the dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. Okay, so it's a narrow path. You know, just like when you watch, you know, these old movies where they try to get to a destination, but there's a lot of challenges on the way. Okay, it's just the way it is. You know, it's a journey. You know, it's a challenge. You see, the Lord's gonna be with His hopeful elect, but it's yes, indeed. You know, it's it's gonna be, you know, you're gonna be tried. Okay, there's gonna be things that are gonna happen. All right. Verse 8, 2 Ezra chapter 7, verse 8. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small, listen up, that there could but one man go there at once. So only one person can go in at a time. Okay? This is how that path is. Okay, the path of truth, because you can't follow multitude to do evil. All right. All right. Verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive his inheritance? Okay, so verse 9, 2 Ezra chapter 7 verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? Right, because if you don't go through nothing, okay, if you don't go through nothing, if you don't have to work for anything, then you don't appreciate the value. Okay, because you don't earn it, you don't go through nothing. It's kind of like the championship, you know. You know, if you're not going through, if you're not playing with other teams and, you know, winning these other games, you know, then it's just like whatever to you, you know. But if you're truly willing, you know, you're truly, you know, battling, truly, you know, being competitive, all right, then, you know, when you get that victory, it's like, yeah, because, you know, you really had to work for it, you had to fight for it. You see? All right. So let's get this one more time. 2 Ezra chapter 7 verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? Okay. All right. So that's this is what the Lord is saying here. Okay, through His prophet Ezra. Okay, because you know, we got to go through these tests, but remember, it's not just go with the multitude. Okay, you know, just remember, follow not a multitude to do evil. So, you know, the path to the kingdom, okay, is separate from this world. Verse 10. And I said, it is so, Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. Because our portion is what? The kingdom, the planet Earth, immortality, power and dominion over these heathens. Verse 11, because for their sakes I made the world. So this is our planet. Alright? You know, remember, these Edomites and heathens are going to slavery. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Alright, so now let's see here. Just follow me to Micah. Okay. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. So this right here lets us know how we should be. You know, we're not supposed to be over here hanging out with the heathen, you know, with the multitudes. Like, oh yeah, this is cool right here, man. This is nice. This is nice right here. You know, let's drink some, you know, and just hang out with, you know, a big group of people, you know, drinking pina coladas and stuff. You know, nah. Okay, you ain't supposed to be on a big old hangout and with everybody and stuff like that, you know. Arise ye and depart. So get up, okay? Get up and depart. See, so depart. So depart, for this is not your rest. Okay, so flee. Okay, flee from the shadow of this world. Okay, arise ye and depart. Okay, depart, for this is not your rest. See? For this is not your rest. So this is not our rest. We're not supposed to be like, oh man, you know, this is a good time right here, you know. So that lets us know that you're not supposed to be, you know, making it in this world, you know, where you have everything and everything's all good, and you know, just so that lets us know what type of how we're supposed to be. You know, this is why that in the Lord's Prayer is just give us our daily bread. Okay, so not too little, but not too much, just right there. Okay, because why? So why is this not our rest? Keep going. Because it is polluted. Okay, why? Because the wicked are ruling. All right, these Edomites. All right, it shall destroy you. Look at the celebrities of our people. Okay, now look at these athletes, these sellouts. Look at LeBron James complaining, saying, "Oh, I just what did he say? That clown? Oh, he said, I just want to live." Cause yeah, now this is what you get, LeBron James, for dancing with the devil. You know, you want to sell it to Satan? Well, you know, now you gotta keep on you gotta keep on doing sacrifices and do things to you know, for the society. See, even LeBron James a sellout, because they even get tired. They're like, man, I just want to live, you see. But that's what you get when you sell out. Okay, yeah, you may have the fame and, you know, millions of dollars, but you sold your soul. This is why that scripture is written. What can a man gain if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Because it ain't worth it. You know, you could have an unlimited steak, you know, ribeye, New York steak every day, you know, like that clown, like the, remember that agent from The Matrix? He goes, I don't want to remember nothing, but what did he sell out for? He had the steak, he was drinking the wine, you know, because that's what these peons do. They sell out for that, but it don't last, because it's vanity, you know, it's not righteousness. Remember, these leaders, they have power, but in wickedness. Okay, so this is why our people are through, because because it is polluted, it shall destroy you. Yeah, people have to do what, orgies? They have to take out their parents. You know what it is. Okay, when they sell out. Yeah, it's very real. Okay, it shall destroy you. Yeah, because it's not righteous. Okay, it's wicked. This is why the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, is going to get our enemies out of the way, even with a sore destruction. Okay, so right here is 1 John chapter 2 verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Okay, so we're not supposed to love this world. Okay, we're not supposed to love this world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Right. Okay. All right. So we're not supposed to love, all right, the ways of this world. Okay. The wicked right now are ruling. See, neither the things that are in the world. All right, because yeah, these celebrities, all right, these the people that are ruling this world, we're not supposed to look up to them and stuff like that. All right, because they are, they're wicked. They're wicked people. Look at these politicians. You know, so we're not supposed to be like them. Huh? If any man love the world, the love of the Father Yahweh is not in him. Right. Okay? So the love of the Father is not in him. One more time. Micah chapter 2 verse 10. Okay? Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. Because this place is wicked. It shall destroy you. Look at our people. Okay? Celebrities, these sellouts, through. Even with the sword destruction. Okay? Because this place will destroy you. Alright? Because it's not our kingdom. This is not our rest. But Job chapter 40 verse 7. Gird up thy loins now like a man. See, so the Lord's saying, get up. Okay, be a man. Be a woman. You need to be strong. Okay, you can't have a fearful heart and come serve the Lord. Okay, you can't be no coward. Gird up thy loins now like a man. I will demand of thee and declare unto me. See? So this is what the Lord is telling us through his prophet Job. Okay, gird up thy loins now like a man. So we're supposed to, you got to man up in this thing. Okay? Because when you come to serve the Lord, you got to man up. All right? And this is what the Lord is going to teach you in this thing. He's going to teach you how to be responsible. Okay? He's gonna teach you. Patience. All right. Different reasons for suffering. For waiting. All right. This place, Babylon. This world only teaches. Feed the flesh. I want it and I want it now. Just like Esau when he sold his birthright. Okay. He wanted that. He wanted that raw meat and he wanted it right now. Okay. See that, that's what this society teaches. Oh, well, you can just do whatever you want. People get so fidgety out there, so agitated when they go to Jack in the Box or Burger King or whatever, and there's a line of 5 people, they get all like, oh no, there's a line, I'm not going there, because people are so loose. People here are so used to, feeding their flesh, just like, oh yeah, I can't wait, I gotta do this, and they want it now. I need a cigarette. I need this. I need a coffee. You see? I mean, this is why we use the world, but we don't abuse it. Because, some of us out there, we drink coffee or whatever, tea and stuff like that, but, in due time, we don't abuse it. You see? We'll have a little of this, a little of that, whatever. But, and don't, for those of you that are just coming into the truth, don't smoke anything, okay? For those who are saying, oh, well, I just smoke a cigar here and there, don't matter what you do, okay? A vape, cigarette, weed, whatever, you're not supposed to put no smoke in your lungs, okay? All right, yeah. All right, so but this is what this place promotes. It's just feel good and whatever, whatever pleases the flesh. This place is it's all about feeding the flesh, because what do people want? They want the cable TV. They go home, they put on what they want to watch. Okay, they have their own stuff now. You have now iPads and smartphones, so you have a whole family out there. Okay, you have a whole family out there who in their living room, but nobody's talking to each other. The dad's watching the TV, the mom's on the iPad, the daughter's on the cell phone, and the son's over there playing video games. Okay, they're all in their own little bubble because they're all doing what they want. See that? This world's turning to shit. But that's because Esau Edom is ruling. But that's okay. The Lord's about to move him out of the way. You see? Alright, because you just constantly alright, well, people, that's it. They always get everything that they want. They want pizza. And then, too, they get to pick what toppings they want it. You see, you got this, you got that. This place is all about having what you want, when you want it, and how you want it. This place is groomed on that. Yeah, so that just lets you know too what kind of how bad it's gonna be when this famine comes. Because what's happening over there in the Straits of Hormuz, that's gonna trickle on down in a major way. Okay, where prices are gonna skyrocket bananas out here. So living, just having whatever you want. Okay, whatever you want, how you want it, all that's about to stop. Okay, the elect, you're gonna go through tests, but when things get real heavy, the Lord's gonna be there to feed you. Okay, the Lord is here, you guys, in the spirit. Okay, Yahweh Shem Yahushai is here in the spirit. Okay, the hopeful elect, you are not alone. Okay, and the angels are here. All right, this is something that you gotta really understand, is that our Lord is real. Remember, He's a living God. Okay, this is why young David told Goliath, okay, that Philistine. He said, "Who are you? Who is this uncircumcised Philistine to defy the armies of the living God, the living power?" Because our Lord is a living power. Okay, He's alive and well, and the world is about to beat Him. Oh yeah. So but this is the point here, because and you don't, you want to you want to have some dignity about yourself, some type of integrity, because this is what the world pushes. Oh, I just want to go through the easy route. Oh, well, it's better over there, let me go over there. No one wants to man up no more. Everybody wants to do what's easier. What's the easier way? Let me cut corners. Let me do this. Let me do that. Fuck it. Good enough. It's Friday. Fuck it. Just do a half-ass job. Fridays, a lot of people say fuck it at work. It's Friday. So this whole kingdom's gone to shit. The infrastructure. Okay. A lot of people, when you get your food, it's not made right because people don't give a shit. But that's what this place promotes. Okay. You put people don't put like their like their spirit into things. It's just all whatever, fuck it. But everybody's on that vibration. Fuck it, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do just enough. You see? Okay. All right. So with that's it on today's spirit. Follow not a multitude to do evil. On your feet, soldier. Shalom.